What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're in the shop today and I'm gonna hopefully help a few people out with a 360 drive Hobie PA 12 or 14 belt change. What I have here is the whole unit from my old hull, so it's going to be able to show you how to do this outside, what you're looking at, without, because you're going to be basically doing this blind, especially this part and this part. So let's jump on into it. Hopefully I can get this done in a reasonable time here. The two Allen keys you're going to need is a 7/64 and a 5/32. These are going to work both of your systems here. So let's just get right into it. And the first thing I want to say is my buddy Don showed me this. So let's say this is in the hole. You snap a belt during a tournament or you're out on the water. If you've got your 5/32 Allen wrench, stick it right there on top of this clutch assembly. And what it will do, if your drive is stuck sideways or whatever, you can wrench this if you keep your Allen with you on the boat, which you should. I do believe it also works with the planetary gear on your drive itself or your Mirage drive. But you can turn that to your arrows are pointing straight and rip your drive out. Just a little tip from my buddy Don, didn't know that till earlier this year. So on these, this is your clutch assembly here. This is in the hull, right? This is mounted to the black, that black unit in the drive area. Look up your Hobie specs for your adjustments on your clutch adjustments there. And also this right here should be backed out to where it's almost touching the hull. That does give you a little play in this mechanism. Pretty sure. Read that or saw it somewhere. Let's jump on into it, guys. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start, we're just gonna take this off for the time being. First thing we're gonna start in is over here. You're gonna take off your rudder control off the top of this. I think you can still leave, it's been a while, so I think you can still leave your 360. You just gotta have enough room to drop this down to get the pin out of here. So, saved us a little time. I've already got these backed out. You're gonna be doing this blind, like I said, underneath, inside the hatch, reaching up in there. These two aren't too bad to get to, but this one over here is a little tricky because your whole wall is right here. So be patient with it, you'll be able to get it done. But for time being, I've got these pretty much loosened up. So when you're in there feeling it and you finally get that last one, it's gonna drop down. This whole unit's gonna go whoop, whoop. All right, take that out. Don't lose your screws there, guys. Don't lose those. You need them. And that's gonna drop down probably about, I think, 5 inches or so. Boom. But let me show you what's going on in there. That rod's gonna drop down about that much. You're gonna push up on this gear and you got a pin in here. You're gonna take that pin out, right? And I can't remember if I think you can already take this off. We'll get to that regardless. I can't remember the actual steps. Hobie probably has it on their page. I just wanted to give you an outside the kayak view here. So once you get that pin out, this whole unit should be able to slide out of that pin. Don't lose your pin either. This will stay in the boat. At that point, you probably will have to come back here and get the belt off this gearing side, or vice versa. You could do it first as well. Now remember, this will be like this on the boat here. So if you did this first, you probably wouldn't have to have the hassle of having some stuff possibly fall out there in the planetary gearbox. So I probably advise that, because this is fairly simple right here. I'm gonna probably have a hard time putting this back together, seeing how mine's a little warped from age there. Okay, so you're gonna take that top off. One of the pins for your rollers came out in that. So you got your 2 nuts for the cap. Once you get in there, you got a roller pin, and a roller on each side of the belt there. Set those over to the side. At that point, you should probably be able to lift up, and it's cammed right here, or like a Woodruff key kind of deal, that's slotted down into your clutch assembly. So that comes out. Take that out, set that over to the side. I try to keep everything in a cool little pile here, right? Okay, at that point, let's say you got all this stuff, let's say this stuff is still together, right? And then you just dropped it off the rod. That way, I'm already messed this up, so. There we go. Don't forget that you have your, right around in here where it meets the hole, you do have the part of the hole that comes out, right? It's got the nipple on it, and you got the plastic piece, which a lot of guys have. Take the zip tie off, and we put on, you know, it's a 2-piece piece of tubing, just like heater hose tubing of some sort, you know. And a lot of us will put 2 different clamps on there to clamp down, just to make sure we don't get any more extra water in the hole that already does. So at that point, once you get that off, you can drop this. You should be able to move it back towards the stern and bring it up through your hatch. Should be able to. At that point, or, you know, you got a couple options here actually. I forgot. You can take off the whole rod tube assembly. So up to you guys, up to you. I like to do it like this, that way, or I'm gonna do it like this to show you what's going on with it. So let's just go ahead and pull that tube off right now. There you go, you got your tube, you got your belt divider here. And more than likely your belt is going to be trash and snapped anyway, so at this point, let's go ahead and drop that gear right there. This is the one that has the little pin in there for your drive controls. Sorry. Okay, planetary gear right here. This is also meant to mention, to take this tube out, you got your tension screw right here. You're going to tighten that down. We'll get to the tension part here in just a second. So once you got it out of the boat, take your Allen key. Now these 2 bolts here hold in your planetary gear, and the 2 rollers that are underneath it. The bolts themselves are your roller pins. Going to be stubborn. Okay, there it comes. There's your planetary gear. You can see it kind of, you can only go in one way, guys. It only goes in one way, but we're going to set that over here for the time being. wipe this off. Now, those did move a little bit, but let me show you here. There's your two belt rollers and your screws that come in to go to the planetary gear, go through that as the pins themselves. Don't lose those, put those over there. Just go ahead and yank those out of there. And here is your belt gear. Right there it is. That's going to go down in the middle of the whole drive assembly here. As you can see, that's how that works. Sound effects. Alright, getting this belt out. Some of you are going to be like, man, I can't get that belt out. Well, that's fairly easy, because you can sit here and try to pop it over that. You can go to one side sometimes. It's just got a little divider, and it's for your belt spacer here. Easiest way I've found to do it. Pull your belt through. Out she comes. There you go. You got your whole kit and caboodle right here. So this is the components that run your 360 Mirage drive on your PA12s and PA14s. Let's put it back together. I'm going to go over belt adjustment with you. Oh, let me get that back. So, reassembly. Let's go ahead, just crimp that, put it over that little divider, right? Run it through. Boom. Right there we go. Pull it back out a little bit. Take your drive, or your belt gear there. Let's get our roller on that side. Let's get our roller on this side. That's centered up. Get your planetary gear back out here. Plop that down in there. The gear's got to line up, guys. The gear's got to line up. Once that's seated, go ahead and flop that over. You'll be able to see the tops of your rollers right there. Line those up. Put your bolts in the rollers, into the gear there, the planetary gear that it goes into. Remember guys, this is plastic, right? You can strip these, and I think I did it on one. I think it might have been this side. Yep, it was that side. So this one's still good. Take it down to where you get a little tension. And stop, because I'm pretty sure I was in a rush last time and just cranked on it. Don't do that, man. Don't do it. Alright. So, alright, there's your upside, because there's your screw for your 360 control and your rudder control. Another one doesn't. So, I would probably go ahead and put this back in the boat like that, because you're going to have to do this number here. Watch how I do this. Okay, remember this is all, you know, blind. You're going blind in here, guys. Push that back up in there, right? You're going to be feeling for that pinhole, and I'm going to show you, you know, you got to get it slotted right. So you're going to be under there like, okay. I usually just hold it and twist until, there it is. You know, you'll feel it. All right, at this point in time, I would probably hold this, put your rudder control back on the top here, tighten that down so it doesn't do this. Keep falling out, you'll have issues, pin might fall out, you're all over the place. Go ahead and put that rudder control back on there. That way it's going to hold it up and it's not going to fall down. And let me tell you, doing this right here inside that hole with old crampy hands sucks corn dogs, dudes. Corn dogs. Or is it sucking on chili dogs? Barely do it out of the boat with room. Alright, we're almost done here. Trust me, it takes even longer because that's always flying around. It's a pain in the ass. Anyway, let's go ahead. Get your divider in there. Now remember, okay, I don't know if I mentioned it, on your rod tube, you'll have one side that's flat, one side that's got a bevel to it, right? Bevel will be the end that goes towards your adjustment bolt here into the control housing. Up this way so it looks like I know what I'm doing. Oh, about to lose all my paper towels here. Hold on, guys. Paper towels in my 2014 Bass Nation schedule. And my coffee. All right. Here we go. Trying not to make this run too long here. Nobody's gonna watch it anyway. But if it helps one person, that's all that matters, guys. That's all that matters. You just gotta help the people in need, right? Slide that sucker up in there. Slide this sucker up in there. There we go. All right. In like Flynn. If you can, this is how it's adjusted right here, by turning this tubing. As you see, that angle cut is moving in and out of that circular spot, so tight, you're going a little bit loose right there. We're going to start right in there just to get the clutch part done here. Snug that down just for me right now. All right. So, belt gear here, put that on, slide her down in the clutch assembly. Okay. Loosen that up just a little bit. I'm trying to show you how this really, how much, let's see if I can jam that in there real quick. Yeah, maybe. baby. Oh yeah. That way I can get an example of how this, you're tightening and loosening. Can y'all see that? Watch the movement of the belt right here. So we're tightening up pretty good right there. There, we're loose. We're loose, we're tight. All right? We can keep it fairly loose right now while we're getting the rest of this done. I just wanted to show you an example. That way when you have it, now you're not gonna adjust, I don't personally adjust the belt till everything's back in and all. We can do, it's kind of hard to show you, but I mean, I'll try without it being in the boat. At this point, I'm just gonna take this off for ease of putting it on. But let me see if I can kind of give you an example here. Watch the distance between here all right, loose. That's about as loose as it is right there. And what I would do is once everything's together, keep your tension bolt on your belt tube. Just keep it loose. Somewhat loose. Don't snug it back down fully just yet. Turn your 360 drive with your drive in the boat. Feel that sucker. Now a lot of guys don't let off their pedals while they're doing their 360. You should most definitely like get neutral on your pedals before you hit that 360 gear or that 360 control. If not, you're putting so much tension and stuff on these belts and all these pulleys. They're all plastic, guys. You know, no wonder people have a lot of problems is they're sitting there just cranking on this stuff. It's not built for that. Be neutral on your pedals before you start slamming the excuse me, before you start slamming the 360 controller gear. If you go neutral, it's a lot easier and you're gonna be able to get into the position you want quicker anyway. So don't force it, man. Just be easy. So when you have the drive in, feel that 360 turning. If you got to stand for your kayak, which most of us do, and get it to where it's got some tension to it, but it's not crazy loose. Now, if you get on the boat, on the water, and it's slipping, you're gonna most definitely get back in here, get to this screw right here, untighten it, and just give it a little tightness. Don't go crazy on it. Just give it maybe like an 1/8. I wouldn't even go a 1/4. I'd probably just go an 1/8 inch, which is not much of a turn. And that should put you in the ballpark of where you need to be. If you go way tight and you get out there and you start cranking on that sucker, you're gonna pop another belt for sure. So just a little information there on tuning and getting your belt tension correct. Now we do have the new Hobies coming out that are gonna have the belt tension knob on the outside next to the drive. Great idea. I wish they had a mod to where we could do that with these, but they want us to spend more money, which is cool. I'll probably do it. It's only money. I'm bougie. Now, like I said, this old piece right here, getting your pins lined up is another issue. Mine's just old and warped from the sun and stuff, so getting those pins lined up is a little bit of a hassle for me. This is all spare parts for myself. As soon as I get done making this video, I'm going to take it back apart and pull the belt out, just so I have an extra one on the road. So I'm just going to put this one side in here right now because I've got that pin set. On that side, I just can't seem to get the pin in on this side. All right, guys, we're back. That thing just fought me tooth and nail there. make sure it's flush. Like I said, I think I was having some issues because this thing has been warped from the last belt change that I noticed, probably from just this right here. Belt probably being too tight, but it lasted me almost 2 years before it broke, so I'm not gonna bitch too much. So back in the boat, here we are, right? Remember, it's a tight fit and you're doing all this on this end blind. So after everything's back in the boat, put your slide your plastic piece back up on that that hull nipple, and if you got zip ties, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. I go to a parts store and go to the auto section of, or go to an auto store that has, what is it, those little clamps with the, you do it by hand. It's for easy on and off for like radiator stuff, or you know, vacuum lines and stuff like that. I think they got red, yellow, and blue caps. That's what I got on 2 of mine. Got them in different positions so I can get in there and I can just hand crank them down. Once you do that, it's a lot easier if you need to remove this stuff back and forth. So guys, I hope this helped somebody. Look up your specs, like I said, on your adjustments here and your global drive, which is usually on your actual drive itself. On your global, there is, I do believe it's the 5/32. You go in to it snug, and I think it's half a turn. Mine's kind of so worn out I have to adjust it every time I'm out now though. But hope this helps some of you guys out with getting this part done. And remember, don't forget to tighten that adjustment screw back up after you do your adjustment. Guys, thanks for watching. If you got any better ways to do it, or any helpful tips for any of us other 360 owners, leave them in the comments. Give a like, give a subscribe. Thanks for watching. Hey.